Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. I would also bore you and apologize beforehand that if I rattle your wires and everything by coughing, it's not deliberate. It's a nature that comes because the flu is still there. But thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me also join those who have said how good this practice is. I think the country is being given an opportunity to listen, to participate when you have these breakfasts. And therefore, the country is able to see its public representatives, the ministers who are here, and business people, and interact directly with everyone. So thank you very much for that. The New Age, Telkom, as partners, the SABC, in particular as a public broadcaster, and I think this is his duty to broadcast to the people of this country what happens. So we appreciate this relationship, which is said to be growing. We are very happy with it. I'm not going to comment about the paper itself because some people might feel it's a biased comment. And I will tell you what I'm saying about this. When I open that paper, if I want to read about Northern Cape, I know what's happening, or any other province at any given time. I think it's the only paper that pays attention to provinces and make provinces feel they are also part of the national discourse. Thank you very much for that. Well, Peter, I would imagine today one would be more interested to hear the comments and questions about the State of the Nation address, because I think the matter is known. If I hadn't said anything yesterday, I would be saying something here now that this is the State of the Nation. I think it has been made yesterday. Firstly, we acknowledge the fact that whatever we are doing is being done within the context of the global economic crisis. Some of the views and ideas we had in 2009, which we had articulated, they have been challenged by the economic meltdown, which has affected, as we indicated yesterday, the regions that we trade with most, and therefore the impact has been quite big. So whatever else that we do, we take that into account as to what is it that we can do, what is that we cannot do. We are in another sense trying to cut the cloth according to our size. That's what we are doing in our plans, in our budgeting, in whatever we are doing. We have called upon our partners, business, the labor, and civil society to participate in this challenge as we begin to say, where do we go? I think yesterday we indicated that the country is clear where it is going. We now have a plan, a national development plan. So it is not everyone speaking from his or her own mind as to what we think we must do about South Africa. There is a plan that we have all embraced. The challenge is, how do we make this plan work for all of us? It's not a plan for government, it's a plan for the country. What is it that we need to do? The plan indicates the challenges, and it also indicates what we need to do. It's not all countries that have a plan like ours. Many other countries have planning commissions or whatever, but they're all done from government and end up with government. Here, we had South Africans of the best talent and expertise to be given an opportunity to come together, hammer out the approach and the vision of the country, and they've done it. And we have all agreed with them. So it is our plan. It cannot be said it's a plan of a party or a government, much as government has to implement the plan. So we said yesterday we would be doing everything towards that. We also have very clear direction. One of the elements I could talk about is the new growth path in terms of our economy. And we have said, since the plan is there, everything that we do talks to the plan, either in terms of departments or in terms of different spheres of government. And therefore, we are saying to business that we met as we, after Mangaung, before I'm corrected by those who speak Sotho, Mangaung. We had the ruling party looking at his policies and indicating to his government what direction to take. And we had the Lekgotla of government saying where we're going, which in a sense, some of his thinking were reflected in the State of the Nation address. When we're in Davos, we usually meet as a South African delegation to discuss how do we market our country among many countries that meet in Davos. The business from South Africa said, we hear you that there are going to be Lekgotla meetings of party, the government, etc. Where are we? Why are we not party to this process? And of course, we said we welcome that with warm hands. And as soon as we landed in South Africa, in a matter of few days, we had that meeting. So business itself has interacted with the government on the thinking as to where South Africa must go. And of course, insofar as the labor is concerned, particularly, we interact with them along the way as we develop our policies. So they've also participated. So in a sense, we have said things that we believe South Africa feel. And therefore, as I said at the beginning, I'm expecting the colleagues here and the participants really to be part of the process. Perhaps more suggestions and comments and advice, given the fact that we now know what government thinks. Of course, I'm not saying there should be no questions. I've got my ministers here, and if I believe that the question needs a particular department or particular aspect, I would be able to say, Minister, just come and do your work a little bit whilst we are here. So they will be ready to come in, but certainly very happy to have this opportunity, and I'm sure we should give the time more to those who have much to say about the State of the Nation address. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Right, there we go. We're going to take a quick break. You've heard from the President.